Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing whether or not the last 3 weeks has been the biggest blunder since COVID began. So I recently was in correspondence with someone who was talking to me about the things that have gone on the last 3 weeks. We were talking about Thai immigration primarily, although U.S. immigration kind of came up. And this person asked me, and I quote, "Have the last 3 weeks been the Thai's biggest blunder since the beginning of COVID?" Question mark, end quote. So, has it been the biggest blunder? You know, we have made some stuff that I'm not going to say has been critical of anybody particularly, although there was one video I made where I didn't really like the comparison of the Thai people to children in their response to COVID-19, especially a year on. But yeah, as far as has this whole situation been a blunder? Well, I don't know. And I can't really, well, I should say I have my thoughts, and my thoughts are, how do you control this to begin with? So to blame anyone, we've talked about this in the context of proximate cause and the spread of the virus, that, people who unknowingly end up in the transmission path of the virus, putting legal culpability on them, in my opinion, is a spurious notion at best, and may actually be grounds for some countersuit if somebody tried to bring legal action against that person, depending on the circumstances. But again, sort of trying to, again, it's like kind of placing blame on the government in a way, saying, oh well, they could have done this better, they could have done that better. Well, hindsight's always 20/20. We're stuck with the cards we've been dealt at this point. I think everybody's just trying to deal with it. Me personally, I don't like exactly how they're doing various things. That said, I can understand the argument with some of it. I stress some of it. But is this the biggest blunder? No, I just think it's like saying the tsunami hitting was a blunder. It's a naturally occurring phenomenon that folks have to deal with here. Could the government have done, I've seen this a lot from people that have said, well, they should have restricted this more, restricted that more, and, okay, but that's trying to prove a negative. I mean, it's all a lot of what ifs. It's a lot of hindsight is 20/20. How do we know things could have been done better? I just don't think we can. Now there are people that may have acted in bad faith, and I guess you could say they know who they are, but to try and blame sort of Thailand on a policy level for this situation as a blunder, I think is probably not really a logical thing to do. Now, sort of how they respond to it moving forward, that may be something upon which judgments can be placed. But it's a little bit, the jury's sort of still out. It's a little too soon to tell if that type of judgment is warranted yet.